Hello, are you ready for this sharecast on U2FP Coach Connect? That's u2fp.net. And that's you and I working to our full potential. Hey, I have 3 scenarios I want to see if you've been part of. One is, have you ever been so busy that you have to go through the drive-thru, eat on your lap, or maybe even just grab and go, walking from one place to the next because you have no time to sit and eat that meal? Maybe, I'm just wondering if you can relate to that. How about that time when you were like, oh my gosh, I've got to go to the bathroom so bad. Things are not going to be good if I don't get to the bathroom soon, but I don't have time to go. Have you ever had that day? No time for the bathroom, no time for rest. How about the day, scenario 3, when you've had that like pressure in your chest all day? Or maybe you hold it in your shoulders or your neck or your stomach. But all of that is just built up inside of you, pressuring the challenges of life because you don't have time to just process it through. And so as you work, as you maneuver through your day, you have to hold it all in and you feel like you're going to burst. Have you ever been part of those 3? Well, I also want to know if you can relate to these next 3 scenarios. Can you relate to a slow, relaxed dinner where you just get to relax, enjoy every bite, take in that goodness, that nutrition? And maybe you've had that day where you've got it, all the ducks are in a row, and even bathroom breaks, even rest breaks, it's just all in a row. And finally, how about that scenario where you sat with a friend and it was like you had endless time to just talk through all of life's problems? One of those times when we say, hey, we're just going to change the world right here. We're going to solve all the world's problems right now. Can you relate to both of those? Can you relate to the one where you're distracted, rushed, overwhelmed? And then also the other one where time relaxed. I think that's what I think of coaching, and I love it. And I was really appreciating my opportunities to be coached yesterday when I realized that it was my coach that really helped me really maneuver my game of life, really helped me get into the lane that God was asking me to be in. And I'm so, so thankful. Her name was Sarah. She was one of my first coaches and first one to help me really realize where I was supposed to be shifting in life and what I was supposed to be doing more of and what I was supposed to be doing less of. And I'm so thankful. And I've also had a slew of coaches since then that I've used. I've used some for financials, some for business building. I've used Stacy for relationship coaching, which a lot of you I've introduced to Stacy. She's a phenomenal relationship coach. And I've had a lot of coaches in between that have helped me and guided me to who I feel. And so I wanted to share today, what is coaching? Because many of you are being coached and you get the investment of it. You get why we take time out to make it happen. And I also see many of you that are being coached go from that first scenario set. You were running, you were wearing so many hats, you didn't even know how to breathe through the day, to changing your life to this one where you still are doing the same things. You're still eating, you're still going to the bathroom, and you're still engaging with others, yet you're doing it with a different mindset. And I love that that's what coaching can bring to our lives. It's an investment. It's not anything to be ashamed of. I think absolutely it's what God intended for us to do. Maybe he didn't call it coaching. Maybe he didn't call it this or that. But we have now in this lifetime created this opportunity with lots of different coaches, with lots of different niches. And so we can get that, our lives shifted in the way they need to be. I want to just share a few things. I want to share about 6 different things that coaching can do for us. And I think you might find this, and I found it very helpful in my life. And this is not at all intended to get you to coach with me, but it is to get you to think about, where in my life do I need to invest so that I am living in the lane I'm supposed to live in, so that I am realizing who I was designed to be, that I can read Psalm 139 and think, yes, I was fearfully and wonderfully made, and I am using the gifts that I was giving. And because of that, I feel alive. I feel this freedom in who I am, and I have no shame. So here are the 6 things. The first one is clarity on your goals and purpose. Many people feel stuck because they aren't clear on what they want or why they want it. A life coach helps you identify what matters most to you, what's been holding you back, and a clear path forward. It's that simple. And it's not that simple. We do some activities that make it easy for you to start to decipher that. And hopefully it's not hard. It's not like baseball where you have to have a 90-mile-per-hour ball coming at you and you got to figure out how to swing and hit it. We start where you can handle it, right? We do one little step at a time of things that are going to help you get into that lane. Number 2 is accountability and follow through. Coaching turns intentions into action. Regular check-ins mean you're not just dreaming, you're doing. That accountability makes a big difference. One of my favorite sessions is one of our last sessions that we do with clients, or we'll do check-ins for people who coach on a regular basis, and we call it the celebration, and it's just always so good. I feel like we all get chills as we go through that session, and it's so neat. A third thing that coaching can do is uncover blind spots. A coach sees what you might not. They'll gently call out limiting beliefs, unhelpful patterns, or areas where you're self-sabotaging, always with grace and forward momentum. I think that's my favorite thing about coaching is coaches, as we should, come in a very non-judgmental way. And, it's funny because when you are a coach, and I even have my mastery, so I've done a lot of building with my coaching practice. And we also learn how to self-coach. So I could just self-coach myself, but I don't always see those blind spots. And so that's why I'm always diligent with still having a coach, because they can see things I didn't. And it doesn't have to be a coach too. I want to let you know I'm in a season of using a therapist right now, and who's been just phenomenal. And so it just kind of depends where you're at and what you're using, but just that professional. It doesn't have to be a coach, but the professional who isn't going to shy away from telling you the things that you need to hear. There can be some friends that can do that. There can be some pastors who can do that. But you want to make sure truly that you have that person that's willing to hold you accountable, or willing to say the hard things that maybe you need them to say. And so most of the time I found that I need a professional to really get that. I have tried to do it. I've got some great family members. I've got some great friends. But typically when I have an issue or a problem, a lot of times when we get to the hard stuff, it'll be like, oh, well, it's just going to get better. Or, oh, it'll be fine. Or, oh, I know you're going to pray about it. And I'm not really maybe hearing the things that really would help me shift that perspective or shift my behavior when I know it's necessary. And so make sure you are finding that right person. If you don't want to do a coach, find the next right person, whether that's a mentor, a pastor, an amazing friend who will hold you accountable. I think it's so good. Okay, number 4, didn't mean to get stuck on the blind spots. Number 4, support during transition or challenge. Whether it's a career change, relationship shift, grief, or spiritual dryness, life coaching gives you a steady guide to walk with you. Not to fix you, but to empower you. And finally, we have 2 more. The 5th one is confidence and mindset growth. Through coaching, people often build, and I love this one, stronger self-awareness, healthier boundaries, God-centered confidence, and boldness to pursue dreams they've buried. Wow, those are big reasons right there. We should have just went to number 5. And finally, being in a faith-based Christian setting is what I choose. I haven't always chosen all Christian coaches, but I tend to now. I will be honest about that. But that doesn't mean that someone who's not Christian can't be an amazing coach, and that doesn't mean a Christian coach is the best coach. So you just want to really use wisdom there. But faith-based encouragement and life coaching, everything is rooted in God's truth. And you're not just chasing success. You're aligning with your God-given identity and calling. So there you go. There are 6 reasons why coaching can be so helpful. Number 1, clarity on goals and purpose. Number 2, accountability and follow through. Number 3, uncovering your blind spots. Number 4, support during transition or challenges. 5, confidence and mindset growth. And finally, faith-based encouragement if you are a Christian. We want to be rooted in God's truth. We want to be in alignment with who God created you to be. So there you have it. If you've been wondering, hey, why do I use a life coach, or why should I use a life coach? There's 6 amazing reasons. I tell you what, let's just keep each other accountable. Let's keep sharing. If you know a coach that I have not introduced you to, that is amazing. I would love to know. One of my favorite things is to refer. I just think not all of us can go to that amazing doctor, because that amazing doctor is fit for many, but not all. And there's always that other doctor that's fit for the others, right? We all want to find that right person, that right place where it is to be. But hey, if U2FP is the right place for you, we do have some openings coming up mid-May. Actually, we have some openings right now with our other coaches. And so do not hesitate to reach out to info@u2fp.net, or I am Lori, Lori, at u2fp.net. I am so happy that you are here today. Thank you for taking time. Feel free to share this. And as I've said before, we are getting ready to shift to different media. We'll be doing that in the next couple months. But right now, here we are on Marco Polo Sharecast. See you next week.